Today, Rosh Chodesh Adar Beis, we often ask ourselves on a leap year, on a Shana Mu'beret, what is our avoda having 2 months of Adar? Was it not a month ago, Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha? And once again, we encounter Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha. I want to try to focus in on, the first question for today, is what is the avoda, or some of the avoda, that's incumbent upon us to think about that we have 2 Adars this year. So obviously our work is going to be double the amount. The second Nakuda I want to speak about is the sign for Chodesh Adar. We know our dagim, our fish. It's an interesting question among the commentators whether it's the first Adar that has the sign of fish and the second Adar is a composite of all the signs or none of the signs, or as Rabbi Eliyahu Kitov points out in source number 1, dagim are in plural. They're the only sign of the zodiac that is plural, aside from twins, which by nature need to be plural, and Mosnaim, the scales, which need to be plural. But in terms of the gedi, or the dli, or the lion, or the other animals, the scorpion, they're all singular. And the fact that dagim are plural comes to reflect the double nature of Adar, when indeed we have a leap year, as if one fish for each month. But nevertheless, we need to ask ourselves, what is the symbol, the mindset of fish being the sign of Adar? If indeed we hold it's both Adars or one Adar, clearly the fish has a tremendous effect on whatever level on this month. The first of the 2 levels that I'd like to look at, I'd like to begin with an insight from a new sefer for us, or Levana, or Rivka Weingart, who brings down in source number 2, the Rambam, which describes why indeed do we have something called a leap year. And the Rambam notes that on a solar calendar there are 365 days, on a lunar calendar there are 248 days, which leaves us with a difference of 11 days, which isn't so bad unless you accumulate a number of these 11-day lapses, and it turns into being already now out of sync for a month. And that's why every few years we have a leap year to bring us back in sync. So that although the Christian calendar follows the solar calendar, and the Muslims follow the lunar calendar, Judaism is very careful to follow both. We need Pesach, the month of rejuvenation, the month of our beginning, to be in the beginning of the rejuvenation of nature as well, the Chodesh Aviv, the time of springtime. And we know at the end of 2 that Chazal learn ki Adam hu olam katan va'olam Adam gadol, that man is a small world and the world is a big man. And therefore, whatever exists in the physical world needs to exist within us as well. And we've spoken about this idea many years ago, that we all have a chevron in us, that's that pintele yid, that's that spark of connection to God. We all have a Yerushalayim in us, that's the open manifestation of connection with God. All the cities in Eretz Yisrael, in fact, the whole world is found within us. You ever wonder why man or woman is so complicated? Now you have a sense of why. So if there exists in the outer world called the sun and the moon, so therefore within us we have as well these properties of sun and moon. What is the sun and moon within us? So she notes in source number 3 that the sechel, our intellect, is the ma'or hagadol, is the sun, and the regesh, and the emotions, is the ma'or hakatan, is the moon. And hence the moon, the sun, is something that gives us clarity. It's yatziv. It's something that is stable. There's something that is strong. While the moon is something that is rikshi, is emotional. Hence the moon waxes and wanes. Likewise, the emotional state of people is often very much in the same state of emotional disturbances, of highs and lows, very much reflecting the moon. As well as the moon is Dafka Balayla, it is Moshel, it is strong specifically at night, which reflects the Or HaPnimi Yoter HaNistar Be'omek HaMitziut, which reflects our emotional state, which is found within us in a way that our emotions are not always expressed outwardly. We very much have, like in the darkness of our conscious within, tremendous amount of fluctuations of the emotions. And therefore, what is our job in life, and particularly what is our job in this month of the leap year of Adar? It's in order to get the sun and moon in sync that we add this extra month, that Adar is a time to focus in on